Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, Jeff Lewis Live. We are live already on TikTok, so shout out TikTok and on Instagram, but the replay only goes up on YouTube and then everywhere as a podcast, obviously. Also on YouTube, if you hit the live chat button, you can see all the comments that we said during the day. So we will be there. Yes, I was a couple seconds late. How are you, everybody? We are having cold weather here. 35 degrees. I know. I'm preaching to the choir. For those that are in Canada, Northern California, Iowa, all the places that y'all love to DM me and tell me how cold it is there. I'm like, move to Texas. Move to South Texas. You will love it. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, thank you, Kimberly J. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up button. On YouTube, I would really appreciate it. Why is that not scrolling? Ticker. There we go. Okay. Let me get back into comments. Vero says, are you taking calls? I got my sprinkle cookies today and waited to open them with y'all. Ooh, do you want to take a bite of them? I don't take calls anymore, but I do video. So if you want to pop on my YouTube, and obviously that is the benefit of being on YouTube also, because we only have that on the YouTube option. So there is the little thing, just copy and paste it into your next Safari, or what's it called? WWW thing, whatever that thing is called. Anyways, that sounds a little bit better, but even 65 is a little chilly to me. Cecily says it's 65 in Central California. Hey, is Michael on? Yes. Wait, Mayboo is back? Is she? Wait. Is she? Why are y'all saying she's back when I don't see her? Anyways, if she's back, welcome back. Anyways, okay, I hope you're having a great day. There's not a ton of celebrity news to chat about. I mean, Kim and Kroy are still being jobs, but what's to be expected over there, right? Oh, Veronica did try to come on. Okay. Give me 1 second, Veronica, and then I'll bring you up to share the sprinkle cookies of it all. I want to know. But they're still being crazy. There's new stuff going on. I guess she's wanting him to get evaluated for CTE, which is really something a lot of football players that get, anyone that gets a lot of concussions, but obviously a lot of football players, professional football players, you can't actually diagnose someone with that until they're dead. So Kim, I know you don't want all them damn kids by your damn self all the time. So you might want to keep Kroy around for a little bit longer, but I think they both have illnesses that they need to see somebody, get some help with. I fully believe that she might have an alcohol problem. I fully believe that she might have also a shopping and gambling issue. So also in the news, of course, the other two nut jobs on the other side of the world, the other side of the country, Blake Lively and Justin, just going at each other all the time. I don't even care at this point. Just make the documentary. Let's be done with all the court bullshit. Okay, I am going to bring Veronica on. So if you're over on TikTok or over on Instagram and want to pop over to the YouTube channel, Veronica is going to, I'm assuming, taste Melissa Gorga's sprinkle cookie. Hey, girlfriend, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So Melissa talked me into it, and I got the cookies. So this is what they look like.
Okay, nice packaging, as Bethany Frankel has given her credit for.
And then she gave me a card, thanking me.
She should, for $29.99 for a dozen of cookies. That's not a terrible price, by the way. It's not a terrible price.
It was crazy. This was impulse buying at its finest. And then, of course, I've got the nutritional facts, too.
Oh, who cares about that? Throw that out, chump. There's 0 calories. Who the fuck are we kidding? 0 calories here.
Okay, I'm going to try to hurry because I know you want to talk and everybody's wanting on to listen to you.
Real quick, Veronica, what was the total with shipping? I'm all about the shipping price.
Oh, girl, it was a lot. It was like almost $40 all in all.
So like $10 shipping. Okay, that makes sense.
And it came fast because I ordered on a Tuesday or whatever day she came, and I got it that Friday. But I've been on
fast. And you're in Texas. You're in North Texas.
Yes, I'm in Fort Worth, and it came pretty fast. So, like I said, I've been waiting to open these with y'all. So here we
Okay,
go.
did you get the regular ones? Because I know on their website there's baby shower ones, there's girl baby, boy baby, and then Valentine's ones.
Yes,
Oh,
and
they're cute.
regular baby sprinkle ones, or
Okay.
not baby ones, regular sprinkles.
Let's everybody do a drum roll.
All right, let me see how they taste. Oh, you know what? They're pretty good.
Okay.
They're very soft, very flavorful. So yeah.
Is it enough sprinkles? It's looking a little white in the sprinkle department to me.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's a lot. Look at this one. Ah!
Don't waste those suckers. Oh, okay, that's a lot. Okay. The one you're eating looked like it was more only in the center, and I don't want to be eating all that shortbread crap on the outside. I want sprinkles on my shit.
Yeah, it's this. These are the one I picked up didn't have as many, but like
Okay.
So yeah,
Veronica. Okay, what did you think of the Andy Cohen shade? Because I felt like he sort of shaded her cookies on when he was on with Jeff Lewis Live last week in New York.
It's a lot for cookies, but you know, I get it. She's running a business. She needs to make some coins. You know.
Honestly, I've had so many custom cookies made, and I've had custom cookies made, for my Sarah from Texas Live event. They're usually about $4 to $5, closer to the $5 range after tax and the packaging and all that. So it's not out of range for a cookie by any means. It's just that they're mass produced. Maybe the price will go down eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, give it a try.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. If y'all don't know, I've met Veronica a couple of times. We've hung out. We've traveled together. So she is definitely an OG chumpette. Enjoy. You can have 6 of them. No calories. 6 of them. 1 serving. Okay.
Okay.
And go get some 2% milk to dip that shit in.
Oh, that's right. Let me go get milk. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. That's hilarious. Okay. We are going to get started. Also, I did meet with my dietitian this morning. So as y'all know, I've been on this weight loss journey. I am with, Linda's trying to come up. I'll get you on in just a second, Linda. I did meet with a dietitian this morning, and that comes included in my monthly fee off of Mochi Health, MOCHI. All the links are in the referral code is in my link tree. And she really guided me and gave me like comfort. Every video I would see from all these people on these weight loss medications are like, look at my day of eating 150 grams of protein. And I'm like, oh my God, like I can't eat a leg of a cow every goddamn day just to get all my protein in. So she really reassured me that I personally need, this is what we all need to pay attention to when we're watching everyone else's weight loss journey and nutritional information on social media, is everyone should have their own individual meeting with a dietitian or a nutritionist, because it matters what you weigh, what your goals are, what your height is, what your BMI is, all those things. So I'll tell you, for me, some of the things I asked her is, which protein shake do you personally recommend? She personally recommended the Premier Protein one. She said anything in the 200 calorie range, 30 grams of protein range, and 2 to 4 carbs range is what you want to look for. She also told me to make sure I'm getting my fiber in with the fruits and vegetables and carrots and hummus, cottage cheese, things like that. She also told me, for me personally, I need 64 ounces of water. So that made me feel better, because everyone wanted to tell me, you need 100 ounces of water a day. And I'm like, who is drinking 100 ounces of water a day and getting anything done? Like, I would literally be peeing all dang day. So anyways, it was really good. So I just wanted to let you know an update on that. Okay, let's see what Linda wants to say. Hey, Linda, what's up?
Hi. I'm a Dallas chump. How are y'all?
Ooh, you could get together with Veronica in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. Well, you look great, Sarah.
Oh my God, thank you.
Absolutely. No, I may have jumped on the trigger too soon. I was calling about today's Jeff Lewis show.
Go ahead.
I just maybe kind of want like a little gut check here, but what did everyone else think about Reza calling Sutton's mom a bee? I mean,
did he use the B word?
Well,
he definitely had some strong opinions.
Yeah, he said a bee, but I kind of think like Reza just could not make it here in Texas. I mean, because, you know, we're so, you know, we're just very tough skinned down here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought it was in poor taste. So
Yeah, they definitely, I liked that kind of led in that whole conversation about Real Housewives with Beverly Hills, which I'm gonna chat about in just a second. That was really more last week's episode of Beverly Hills, which we've already chatted
Yes.
about. But it really got into, like, the relationship between moms, dads, and their kids, and then, of course,
Yes.
Jeff got into the details and more emotional side and even bringing up some stories about Tom. That was really touching to me,
Exactly.
actually.
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
loved it. But
So-
yeah, I don't agree with him calling her a B, but I mean, then again, he's live on the radio. He knows reality TV. He knows what to give the audience. I think he's okay with saying a few things that might get people
Yeah.
chatting about him on Reddit. Whereas Beverly D'Angelo is obsessed with people chatting about her on
Yeah.
Reddit. I'm like, don't read that shit. You were 70 something years old.
You're
What the fuck
right.
are you doing on Reddit, lady? Like, get away.
Yes. I don't know. I'm still a little bit bitter about the whole Justin Martindale thing. So, like, I just feel like, you know, you hear all these sort of slips and stuff that happen now, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like Justin Martindale didn't do, you know, his crimes weren't twice as bad, I feel like, as some. So, anyways.
Yeah, I definitely think Jeff treats each situation very differently, and
Yeah.
sometimes we might view it and we may not know all the facts either, or
Mhm.
we may not know that everything he's saying is factual. You know, we don't know. I'm very like, show me the text, show me it's not AI, let me talk to this person, let me talk to this person, you know, at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm a freaking open book. So, you know, we don't really know what happened with that, but I do think Jeff sometimes can go overboard with some relationships, and then other people he gives a little bit of a pass to. So
Yeah.
and that's just probably everyone in life, right? I mean, we're all probably kind of a little bit that way.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
But anyways, just wanted to add my 2 cents.
Thank you, Linda. Thanks for popping on.
All right, bye.
Have an awesome day. Okay, that is so fun. I love that y'all are going to start getting on. By the way, I always put the link at the very top of the YouTube. So, and I think, well, no, it's usually in the little thing down there, but it's not today. Anyways, let me see. No, I'm not trying to ban her. Okay, I was just trying to get her off. Yeah. Okay, let's talk last night's Beverly Hills, and then we're going to talk today's Jeff Lewis. Oh, it is Mayboo. Welcome back. Okay, let me see. Hi, all. GB. I don't know what GB is. Took some time out because had a person, new name, being a little nasty regarding my comments. As you know, been going through it since October, so not strong at the moment, but I'm back and thank you so much for the love. We certainly understand. We were just all very concerned and did not understand what exactly happened. And I had so many people asking me, and I didn't know how to respond because I'm like, I don't know. She came on and said it and then kind of got off. So we certainly respect you taking some time off. Trust me, I understand how the assholes can come at us. So I'm very sorry that happened. And obviously I try to keep it a very respectful place here, but sometimes people, I think, just say things because they want a reaction because they have such a sad life that any reaction, it's like a 4-year-old, any reaction, any, attention, good, bad, indifferent is better than what they have because they have no people that love them in their lives. So yeah, I do try to ignore it myself. I totally understand. Okay. Real Housewives. Welcome back. Maybe. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I finally watched it last night. Okay. So it starts off with Bose talking about trying to have a baby with her boyfriend, Keely. She is, I want to say like 47, 48 years old. She has a 16-year-old daughter. So we know that she has told us that she, conceived with that one. But then she breaks it to us that she's had at least one. I almost couldn't even understand. My ear is ringing all of a sudden. I do not know what causes that. But just so you know, my right ear is ringing and I'm just like, anyways, okay. I don't know if it was 1 or 2. I don't even want to call it a miscarriage because to me it's so different when you literally have to birth a 6.5-month baby. So she tells us about getting pregnant and then losing the pregnancy, due to preeclampsia that can come back in other pregnancies too. But they talk about her and Keely trying to go the medical route and go into an infertility doctor that's going to fly in from Las Vegas. I'm like, why is your doctor flying in? Like, where are they doing the ultrasound? Where are they looking at your vag? Where are they getting the sperm stuff? Like, if anything, I would think they would fly to the doctor in Las Vegas. I don't know why an infertility doctor is flying to them in LA, but rich people stuff, right? Anyways, I don't think in real time in February of 2025 that Bose is pregnant. So does anyone even know if her and Keely are still together? Is she still trying to have a baby? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that because that's going to get into a lot of emotions. Debbie says there's a big difference between a miscarriage and a stillbirth. She didn't exactly, I think what qualifies as a stillbirth is a full term baby, but I'm stepping out of my, comfort zone and expertise with all of this, but the emotions are very similar, but yeah. And I say that is having, a very early, what they called a chemical pregnancy. And then I've also had a 12-week miscarriage where I had to have an emergency D&C. So, I come at it from a little bit of that, but not ever having been 6.5 months pregnant and losing the baby or having a stillborn. So I'm not really sure. I didn't really understand from that. It gave me a lot more insight of what she might be dealing with, on top of being a little bit older in age to have a baby naturally, knowing that Keely says he wants 1 to 3 babies. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Well, Sarah says, please explain, if she's been through all that trauma and has a child, why would she feel the need to go through it at a higher risk at her age? I think because she wants another baby, and I think Keely wants a baby, and he's never been married or had a baby, so I think that's why. Oh, they are still together. Okay, thank you. Jen said Bose posted a Valentine's Day post with Keely, so they're still together. Okay, so that's good news, y'all. When I tell you my beef short ribs smell so good, so I got a little bit started late because I didn't have beef stock, and I had to get out in the freaking cold weather and run to Target and get some beef stock. Anywho, so I like to do them for 8 to 9 hours on slow. I had to do it on high for 4.5, 5 hours. So I'm sure they'll be fine, but they are really starting to smell, and the whole house smells so good. I mean, that's a good way to put it. Lori says people want what they want. Exactly. And, so anyways, Debbie says, is this the guy who she's with and hasn't even said they love each other? And last night he said he'd like maybe 3 children. Yeah. Hopefully by now they've said, I love you. Right. So anyways, then we go into Dorit's 4th of July party, the barbecue that she hosted. I don't even know what this was. First of all, Dorit is the only one with young kids. She's got Jagger and what's the daughter's name? Oh, Jesus, the ballerina. Jagger and anyways, she's got the 2 young kids. Everyone else has grown-ass kids. So this either needed to be an adult evening, 4th of July party, or it needed to be a full-on kids party, because I felt like they had water slides and the stuff in the pool, but then they had the bartenders, and then the adults were having drama. I'm like, who else did you invite? Because it seemed very fake and it was almost like they draw the short straw, and it's like, oh, you've got to host a party. Okay, let me host a 4th of July. And it's like, Dorit's like, oh, we just love hosting parties, and I love doing this for my young children, but it's different now because PK is not here. And I'm like, yeah, because you're fucking separated, getting a divorce. Like, he's a dickhead from what you're saying. Like, every episode, you let us know what a terrible human being he is. And he hasn't been around for your kids. So, I understand what you're saying, that, and we'll talk about the end of the episode because it was wild, her and Kyle. But, it opens up with them all sitting around, and she and Sutton are not on good terms. They haven't been on good terms for a while because of the little bickering they had at the last going away, the girls' trip that they had. But literally, Sutton took it up the asshole a few seasons ago with them talking and alluding to her having an alcohol problem. They weren't just talking about having a roadie every once in a while. They were literally talking about, Kyle was in on it too. Oh, does she put vodka in her coffee? Well, that's very incriminating and can be very damaging to somebody for sure. And And I don't know that they had any merit for that. I don't know. I've never seen any stories of her drunk, but we do not know what really goes on with these people, right? But basically, someone says something like, "What kind of drink do you have?" And she's like, "Oh, this watermelon, vodka drink." And I think it was Garcelle said something like, "Does it have vodka in it?" And very snarky, not in a joking way. You're gonna realize I'm Team Sutton on this one for sure, and not Team Dorit on this one. I don't think she said it in a joking way at all. Dorit was like, "Of course she's got vodka in it. Like, who are you talking about?" Well, that is very rude. On top of the fact that they already know there's tension. I don't even think Sutton wanted to go there at all. So basically, Sutton says something like, "Don't be a bitch, don't be a bitch to me," or something. And then Dorit's like, "Oh, don't call me a bitch in my house." And I'm like, oh my God. So then they go to the front and hoo-ha around and like, "I'm leaving. I'm not leaving. Don't leave." And then of course, Bose comes in and Dorit makes no, secret about it. "Oh my God, you came at the perfect time. Like, I hate everyone that's here. I only like you. So I'm so glad that you're here." Of course, Erica Jane's just there for her annual hot dog. And I'm like, God, I'm loving it. This light color is driving me nuts. Okay, I'm going to switch to that light color. Wait, what? Wait, what? Who's suing who? Hold on. Tiva Tambo says Dorit is so desperate. She can't believe PK doesn't want to be with her because she thinks she's all that. Yeah. I kind of agree. I mean, PK is gross. I mean, if anything, not that I think she's perfect, but she does seem like her shit's more together than him. You know what I mean? Like, I would think she would be wanting the divorce. You know what I mean? Anyways, who knows? At the end, Sutton ends up leaving the party, which is fine. That's very close to what Kyle ended up doing at Bose's house last time, which it just goes back into it again. These reality housewives shows, they don't just fight with one person and maybe somebody takes one person's. There's now two sides to everything. So the side of this is now Bose and Dorit are on one side, pretty much against everyone. I mean, maybe Erica Jane is a little bit in the middle. Kathy Hilton, Kyle's sister. She is much more than just Kyle's sister. She's hilarious. But anyways, they're kind of more in the middle, but it's definitely like Dorit and Bose against the rest of them, all, joined up together. It's not going to work forever. Like, I'm all for a little bit of drama. We all need a little bit of fighting, but I want it to be genuine. I don't want it to be overacted. I don't want it to be pre-planned. And it kind of feels like all of this is, you know what I mean? Like, it's just gross. Oh, if you only knew. Kimberly J says, "I love your Kathy Hilton love." I mean, I cannot wait till she comes on my podcast one day. Y'all put all the good vibes out there that Kathy Hilton one day, her PR guy is going to say yes, because she did send me to her PR guy. And I'm like, just let her come on. Anyways, we'll even do it at 4 a.m, California time, whatever time you want to come on, I would do it. Super awkward though. Okay, so then we get at the very end, Kyle and Dorit go upstairs, like away from everyone for certain. They say they're going to go inside. I figure it's because they're hot. I'm like, okay, they're all hot. They're all probably going through menopause. Like, literally, it's 94 degrees. Let them all go inside. But only Kyle and Dorit go inside. Then they go upstairs and they're showing like just boxes and just crap and an old drink container. And I'm like, do you have a housekeeper? Like, your mom is there? I get that you have 2 kids. It goes to show you, and this is what she says, this is how I am not myself. Like, I am very organized. Always have my stuff together. I always have a tidy house. Every room they walked by had just boxes piled up. It had all these empty clothing racks hanging out, like the ones that they always show, like Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian having in their bedrooms. And I'm like, are your closets not big enough? Like, I don't need a clothing rack, a wardrobe rack in my bedroom. But anyways, but they kind of have this heart to heart basically about if they both actually want the separation that they're now involved in with their spouses. So sounds like, Kyle at the time is saying, and this is 4th of July, so we know when this is, July 2023. We know that Kyle is pretty much saying, look, I keep going home to this empty house. And I remind her, you don't have an empty house. You still have a 16-year-old named Portia that you were raising. Like, I don't know why you keep acting like you have an empty house and you're so lonely. You still have a child there. But anywho, thank you, S Maz, or thank you, Krista. I'm sorry for asking people to hit the like button. And, so she is basically saying that every time she brings it up, Mauricio was like, oh, no, it's too soon. We can't talk about divorce. It's too whatever. And yet Dorit is saying that PK is pretty much saying he wants a divorce with his actions and his words. And she just hasn't had the time to take a breath, which I understand a lot more than Kyle, because Dorit is younger. They've been married less, but she also has 2 young kids that are really keeping her distracted. I'm sure of it. So even though I'm sure she has a nanny or 2, I think her mom was there helping, obviously. Yes, I agree. And I keep saying this. I definitely feel, Sarah says, Kyle is an effing victim. Erg. I agree. She keeps playing the victim as if we haven't seen all the videos, all the playfulness, all the gay baiting, all the teasing with her and Morgan Wade for all these couple of years, ever since the separation, even before the separation was announced. I'm like, stop playing the victim. Stop acting like, oh, what was me? We were married 30 years and I just didn't want this. We still love each other. We're still family. Yes, you can still be family, but you're not fucking. Like, you hadn't been fucking for a while. You're living upstairs. He's living downstairs, or whoever's living wherever. Now he has a condo. He's buying furniture. He does not want to be with you, Kyle. He is moving on. Like, you are, you're licking it up, I'm pretty sure, with Morgan Wade. Like, just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just say it. Just say it. Be you. You be you, boo. I don't know. Sarah says, does everyone think Dorit was surprised by this, but she still loves him? What's going on there? I don't think so at all, because she's been very clear this season, saying some very hurtful, very damaging, if she's honest, very honest, if she's, we only know her side. If she's being honest, her side of things, like that he was away a lot. He wasn't being an active father. He wasn't participating in their marriage. She was having to lie and protect their kids. Like, oh, daddy's off working, when she really knew he was having this, drinking issue and like living in London. It had nothing to do with him doing that. But she also brings up with Kyle, I wonder, like, I would only think about getting back with him if I know he's not out with other women. But they kind of break the fourth wall, because Kyle's like, well, I mean, kind of, we're kind of famous. And I think a lot of people would recognize PK at the hotel as they had. And if he was there with another woman, I think that would all be coming out. And then they fast forward to, what was it, like 10 days later, when it came out last summer that Mauricio was on vacation with his girlfriend at the time. I think they've since broken up. I think she's on to another one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hamilton says that ship has sailed. Do you think the ship has sailed on both marriages? I can see that Kyle and Mauricio may never get a divorce, or that at least as long as Mauricio's mom and dad are both still alive, that they would never get a divorce, because that might mean something it might mean something to stay married to them. But, at the end of the day, we know they're not together and they're living completely separate lives. So I don't know. I don't know how long Kyle and Mauricio had problems. Like, how long were they faking it? They made it seem like for years that he was just this amazing guy. She was an amazing person. Together, they had this beautiful family of 4, which is great. If you had that and then you didn't, I think we all understand that. I think it just came out of the blue. Like, for us viewers, we saw nothing except the Morgan Wade of it all come up. And then we saw them whenever the cameras got picked up. Like, we just saw nothing, at least with Dorit and PK. we saw last season them talking about their marriage and going through counseling and, having things like that. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yes. Debbie says, aren't Mauricio's parents divorced? Yes, they are. Yeah. So who knows? Jet says, I'm not in favor of outing people, but since Kyle has chosen to be on a reality show, she needs to be honest about the scissoring with the tattooed gal. And that's all I'm saying is that this is her literal job. I have said this from day one. She is very much leaning into it. Not so much the last 6 months to a year, but definitely for a while. They were doing a lot of stuff to get the cameras. I am never going to forget one of the first things where I saw Kyle pumping gas and she got out to pump the gas when there was clearly someone, we don't know who now, it might have been Morgan Wade, in the passenger seat. Well, if you are Morgan Wade and you've got all the spotlight on you about your marriage and Morgan Wade and a lesbian and she's 28, you're 54, whatever the age difference is, all the things. Because Morgan is an out lesbian, so anyways, lots of gay baiting, in my opinion, going on. Then Kyle didn't need to be the one getting out to get gas, or she could have went and got gas at 11 o'clock at night when the paparazzi weren't probably accidentally at the gas station. Gag me with a spoon. I mean, don't fucking seriously. But that is my point, Jet, also with you. She's paid. It is her job to be on a reality show. If you are not willing to show it, yet you're willing to put stuff out there, leaning into the lesbian relationship of it all, and then you want to wonder why everyone is saying things about you and your marriage. Like, seriously. I don't know. It's been a long time. Krista says Kyle is just doing this with Morgan for her career, using the press for her publicity. I think in the beginning, it's if they were friends, if they were romantic, if they were on the cusp, if they didn't know, if they were trying to figure things out, whatever was going on. Because I will be clear, Morgan and Kyle, neither one have said in exact words, we are in a, romantic relationship, Just look at the video where she's playing that video, the music video of hers. But I get that friends want to support each other and all of that. But now it's been a couple of years. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Oh, God. Chris is like, Sarah's bringing back Gag Me with a Spoon. The 80s are back, baby. They never left in my eyes. I listened to 8 on 80s so much. 80s on 8, it's called. Anyways, okay, Christina says, I think Kyle definitely used Morgan Wade for a storyline and maybe has some stake in her music like Kris Jenner does with Babyface. Maybe she had got some advice from her. Okay, I can, for a storyline, but God knows she had enough going on with the husband, with Mauricio and all that. I don't know. No, Morgan is not straight. She definitely had a previous girlfriend, and the girlfriend has come out and said, yeah, so totally. Christina says, like, totally. Yeah. Makes me think of Carrie Lewis now, the Valley Girl talk. I didn't. Tiva Tambo said, or Krista said to her, I'm guessing you went to college. So many people have dipped their toe in I assume you mean in the lady pond. I actually went to college, but I had a boyfriend all during college. So I never dipped my toe in the lady pond, meaning lick a lick lick. You know what I mean? Or be lick a lick licked, right? Okay. Christina says she was avoiding it, so maybe Mauricio came out as the cheater and she used Morgan Wade to distract. But it's been a while now, and we know, even I just reposted a video of Morgan Wade talking about she stopped her concert, I think it was last night, and asked people to pray for her good friend Teddy Mellencamp. So, I mean, if Teddy Mellencamp is living with her good friend Kyle part-time while they deal with the separation in, the time she's away from her kids, the time that Edwin is with the kids at the house, that means Morgan has gotten to know her really well too. That means they're all still hanging out a lot, right? So anyways, thank you, Tracy. I'm only hilarious today, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Okay. I kid. Okay, let's get into today's Jeff Lewis Live. I'm really starting to believe, y'all, I am not always right. I am always open to interpretation, open to your thoughts, open to your opinions. respectful, complete opposite opinions of mine for sure. But y'all have been telling me for a little while now that y'all think the person that Jeff was saying was complaining about Chump Con and not being invited and or the workload or the price that they were paid for another event versus this event, y'all think it's MJ, Mercedes Javid. I'm really starting to believe that. She has not been on. If anyone wants to look up when she was on last time, but she is not. If you look at the Jeff Lewis video, the latest one, that's not the last clip of who he said was on because they've added Kelly Dodd, but Reza is on there. But at the beginning, I know Reza and MJ were both on there, which is part of the problem. You can't be announcing people and saying this is our first list or whatever they called it. Like you might need to say something like this is who we hope to invite. This, I mean, it just wasn't really clear, which is fine. Everyone that has $3,000 plus taxes and fees, hotel, flight, food, all of that, they are going to have an absolute blast, right? So it doesn't really matter. But I do think that some people might have bought a ticket in expectation of somebody that was listed and now they've been removed. So I don't know. Anyways, okay, so it opens up. Reza and Beverly D'Angelo were on. Reza mentioned MJ at one point. There was no talk of her at all. She hasn't been on this week. She's not listed as going. I just wonder if there's going to be an official falling out or if it's just going to be very quiet, like the Dr. Donna falling out, because I do think that is a falling out because Jeff unfollowed her, which is interesting now because he follows like 100 people. He's trying to follow all the guests that come on his show, or at least that come on once or twice. Okay, so Jeff, it opens up and Jeff is basically talking about him and Beverly having like a deep friendship. Like they don't just talk about surface level, like how's the weather? Are you coming on next week? That they really talk deeply about things. So they get to talking about, Jeff gets to talking about when he gets upset with Monroe, like he loses it, which I think we've all lost it. If you're a parent and you've never lost it on your kid and had to go and wholeheartedly apologize to them, you know, are you even parenting? Because I think we've all done that and kicked ourselves and felt, you know, guilty and felt terrible and all of that. Very relatable when Jeff was talking about this. Then they get all these callers, which I've noticed a lot more callers. I think he is, Nut Fam says, does he still follow Justin? I think they are both still following each other. So I don't think they're not, but yeah. Heather says, RIP MJ, she'd better get to selling more shampoo on her website. Yeah. Chaz D needs to give her a little more samples, right? Thank you, Amy. I did put hair and makeup on today. Took a shower this morning and washed the hair. So anyway, yes, I had so many DMs saying that they stopped listening at the second hour. And the second hour was actually good, but I don't know that I need 2 hours of the same person, unless it's a Doug, unless it used to be a Megan, somebody that can kind of hold their own. I want somebody else to come in. Okay. So also I'm noticing a lot more callers. What are your thoughts on that? I feel like before Jeff would take maybe 1 or 2 at the very end of the show. And now he's taking a lot more callers throughout the show that don't seem to necessarily be about the topic. Like they can be about something totally different than they're talking about. And then they'll just take the call. So I don't know. It's interesting. I never complained about the calls because they weren't ever that many. I thought the callers were pretty good. I still think the callers are very good. I do think there's probably a lot of people that are not liking all of the calls though, because I feel like it's definitely jumped in so many calls for sure. The amount of calls. Okay. So the caller that called in, very hurtful. Her dad used a lot of, I'm disappointing you. You're a loser. You're a quitter. You're never going to be da-da-da. The lady is 63 years old now. She's like, I was 12 when my dad berated me for quitting whatever she quit. And those words are still in my brain. I think the biggest regret that us parents can think of is we can say 1,000 and say and do 1,000 encouraging things. And the 3 that we do that are terrible, that's what our kids are going to remember. And that's what's going to end up in therapy. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's the worst. It was very honest though. Reza doesn't have kids with Adam, but he is married. So he can talk about the relationship side of things. Beverly D'Angelo's twins are, I think, about 23. So very different than Jeff's 8-year-old. Very different situation, but similar in the fact that they both had, what do you want to call it? Co-parenting, right? They all went to different houses and stuff like that. So Jet says, yeah, MJ went to drink at Nobu, then kind of lied a lot of it to miss Jeff's Halloween, and he sniffed it out. Yeah, that was a very odd story because it kept kind of changing. Apparently what she said on a podcast seemed to say, was it Sheena Shea's podcast? She said something very different. Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah. Yeah. Kimberly J says, I used to love this so much. It's just nothing new anymore. I'm hearing that from people more so that the co-hosts aren't any different. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Okay, so they end that. Basically, Jeff told a really sweet story about Tom, his dad, how even now that Jeff is, almost 55 years old, they were on a recent vacation and his dad had gotten his drink first. And Jeff sat down at the table and his dad was like, oh, no, you have the martini. Like, I'll get another drink. I'll wait. That is definitely a love language. That is definitely a parent giving their kids the best, right? You're going to look at a piece of steak. I mean, I will tell you, my husband will cut up a piece of steak and give it to me as a bite because he wants me to be the first one to taste whatever he just grilled. But I absolutely remember we've got 5 kids, so he'd have to pick, one to do that with. But growing up, I was the daughter and then I had one brother, and I can remember things where my mom would give me the best of the first serving or something, or like, you go through the line first. I mean, that's just what good parents do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Claire says, I'd rather be in Nobu than Halloween Horror Night. She was rude though. Yeah, it was Halloween Horror Night. The thing was, the big thing about that listeners noticed is that MJ is often one of those. It's like, I'm not invited. I want to go to dinner with you. I want to go on vacation. Remember, she was inviting herself to go on spring break with him. And I'm like, you've got a kid that's not even friends with Monroe. Like, what are we doing here? Like, he's got a kid. It wasn't an adults only vacation. And she very much made it, like one of the few that got invited to Halloween Horror Nights. And then she ends up not even showing and pretty much didn't say in enough time to be courteous to someone else for him to, or Shane to invite another chump. So it just no accountability. She just kept joking about it. I didn't love that at all. Oh, I love that. Tiffany Chump says, oh my God, my mom will buy a dress or a piece of furniture. And if I say I like it, she'll give it to me instantly, no matter how new it is. Okay, quit telling good stories. That's making me sad. It's making me happy, but it makes me sad. That's very sweet. Yeah. Jet says he did threaten that, like, why should he reserve a space for MJ at one of his events when so many people wanted to go if she's going to be a no-show? This is the payback. But she was on it the first time. She was listed as one of it the first time. I met MJ. Sarah says, has anyone met MJ at a meet and greet? So the first time I met MJ, and she knew me from, like, we had DM'd, she had knew me from, like, Jeff, being a Jeff Lewis fan, was at this September 2022 event right before BravoCon in LA when Reza was the headliner comedian, which was terrible. It was terrible. Only time he's ever done it. But I really flew in to see this Amy Phillips, do her thing. Anyway, so we met and chatted, but I didn't even take a picture with her. I mean, it was very casual. So, and I've seen her at his season 2 Hollywood House Flip premiere party, but she seemed very distracted that night. She was with a friend and I don't know what was going on. She just seemed very distracted. So they were just kind of to themselves. So they talk a lot about the love languages and get just a lot of callers. So a lot of complaints about Beverly. She was saying that she's been looking at Reddit. How she even knows to look at Reddit, or is maybe her, college age kids sending her pictures of Reddit, talking about her. Is she saying Reddit and she really means the Instagram comments underneath the coffee picture? Like, I don't even know. but she's definitely concerned with the image and people complaining. And I feel like us listeners don't want to hear that all the time, but I also feel like Jeff doesn't want to hear that because I think it's just like, he claims not to know what's going on Reddit, but I think he kind of gets an idea because I think people send him stuff. She just kind of kept saying it throughout even the second hour. So the second hour was Doug Budin and then Beverly D'Angelo. Again, Doug talks about the horrific flight and all the drama that went on with his mom, who's now almost 89 years old, walks with a walker after her accident. A lot went on there. Who's the caller that called in? Oh, that's true. Where are my keys? Says you just Google it and Reddit comes up. But I mean, it's almost like the Jennifer Tilly. Who else complained? Jody Sweeten. Who else has complained about the comments and said, I don't want to come on because people are so rude. And for a while, Jeff was even saying, look, DM me if you don't like a person. DM me if you think someone is talking too much or if someone's on too much or you don't like someone, whatever. But don't go underneath the coffee picture and tag them and be so rude to them and say, oh, I'm turning it off. Such and such is on. Nobody wants that. Even for me and, 1/1,000,000th of the fans that Jeff has, if I have someone on my podcast and people are just berating that person publicly in comments, I'm going to be so embarrassed that my fans are acting that way. So I think it took a lot for Jeff for a while to say something about that. Like, look, stop doing this. Like, you're causing more problems than you think you're helping by being so rude to my guests. Like, if I invite someone on my show, I don't need you to be so rude to them. You know what I mean? On the thing. So he hasn't really said that anymore. Oh, I wonder why she's not on. That's true. Who else? I just thought of someone else. Well, Patty Stanger. She's usually on at Valentine's and she was not on Valentine's this week, but he was away for New York also. But God knows if she would have flown to New York. If she's always on Valentine's to give advice. Heather Chessman said Nikki Haskell isn't on with Josh Flagg anymore. Yeah. So I don't know. Kimberly J says that's such a bullshit move on the commenters. Like, stop being jerks. It's hurting the freaking show. I mean, yeah, even people will tag me, and then I'll go to read it. I'm like, oh, they're being rude or lying about me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, whatever. If Jeff wants to know the truth, ask me or listen to my show. Don't listen to the dipshits that are sad humans that have nothing else to do but go and be rude about people and lie. I don't want Jennifer Tilly back. Where are my keys? Says Jennifer Tilly won't be back, but I don't need her back. I don't need her on Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? See, a lot of y'all are like, Tiffany Chump says, I'm grateful for the Patty break. Is she been on it? Like, where is Patty Stanger? Like, I thought she had a new TV show coming out, actually. I didn't mind, but I'm a huge Tori Spelling fan. I mean, Beverly Hills 90210 for the win. I kind of liked when Candy Spelling came on. I wanted to, maybe not, I don't think she would have wanted to talk about, Randy, her son, and Tori. But I liked her talking about her travels and stuff with Josh Flagg. You're talking about their 2 a.m. phone calls. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, Tori, I don't know. I do not know how Tori Spelling is paying her bills because now she's always a hard worker, but none of her projects ever last. And she's apparently terrible with money. So I don't know. Me too. Mayboo says, I like the older women that are on. Such great stories of the past. Honestly, that's why I would love Kathy Hilton to come on. I really would. And she is a Jeff Lewis fan. Were y'all on the Instagram Live whenever she popped in comments and we were like, ah! Like, oh my God. Yes, I assume so. Tori still has her podcast. Oh my God, that would be so good. I don't know that she, you know what? Okay. Michael Riley says, I told Jeff twice to get Bridget Everett on. Does she live in the LA area? I'm kind of assuming she does, but she also has that TV show that I think is pretty successful that she actually wrote and produced, right? Bridget Everett is fantastic when she is on Watch What Happens Live. So we know she is a good personality. Some people can be great actors, but that's a part they're playing. She'll tell personal stories about when she used to be a waitress in New York City, and she's really a good personality. She would be really good on Jeff Lewis Live. I almost think she's too big of a personality for Jeff. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. She's a very big personality. I really like her, though. That's one that hasn't been on either. Ryan says, I miss Anthony Anderson on the show and Patty Stanger. She's annoying but funny. Yeah. Anyways. Yes. Where are my keys? Says Jeff needs to figure out how to get Kathy Hilton on. Because now his second show is at 10 a.m. She can get somewhere by 10 a.m. You know what I mean? Okay. So the second hour, Jeff, they talk about Doug's drama with the flight, all that kind of stuff. A caller calls in. I'm kind of surprised he took the call, but literally, I almost don't know if it's a shtick. Like, is Beverly D'Angelo at this point? She's been on a million times. She used to come on Jeff Lewis Live a lot. And then there was kind of a break. And now she's coming back on more regularly. I almost think it seems like a shtick, though, where she's doing and saying things. Like today, she read the call, like I guess they get a call. And the screener who was Doug, well, I guess whoever was the second hour, maybe Jameson, will write, Sarah from Texas, whatever I would call it about, I don't know, whatever, thinks Jameson and Brandon are going to get married one day or hopes to, and then they would decide, do I want to take this call out? So they have an idea. But the point is, and Beverly should know this by now, the point is you say hi to the person and then you let them say what they were going to say. And then if they don't say that, then Jeff would say, oh, didn't you have a question about Doug Budin's mom? And they'll go, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So you think it's a shtick? Yeah, I don't know. She must have said 10 times, I'm going to interrupt you. And I'm like, you did. Like, you're literally interrupting everyone, like callers. Okay. I don't understand why she said separate bedrooms is unsanitary. I don't understand what she's talking about that. I mean, I don't know, but then at least she admits, but all my relationships have failed. So maybe I need to stop talking about the recommendation of, everyone having their own bedroom, because maybe that's not going to work for everyone. None of my, relationships have worked. You know what I mean? Oh yes. Mabu says the best days were Chef Stu, Doug, Megan, Carrie Todd, Anthony Anderson, Fortune. Those days are definitely gone. Yeah. And I mean, as much as I love and respect that Jeff he was even talking to Cynthia Bailey yesterday about how private she is keeping her relationship. He's like, oh, you haven't even said the guy's name. She's like, yeah, I think a lot can be ruined by, the fans coming at your boyfriend or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but I feel like Jeff, I feel like it's hard for him not to talk about that content. It's probably only a little bit better because Ty lives in Dallas and they only see each other every few weeks. But I feel like an ideal relationship for Jeff is kind of a mix. I know. If you blended them in a blender, stick them in a Ninja, Chef Stu for everything he has to offer, which is so much. Gage, which everything he has to offer, which is so much. And Scott Anderson, which everything he has to offer is so much. Stick them in a Ninja blender. And that's what Jeff needs. I think Jeff needs the confidence and someone to butt heads with him when needed, that Gage offered. I think he needs the undying support of Scott. And then I think he needs the outgoing public personality of Chef Stu. So I don't know. They've been promoting that. Yeah. Laura says, Bravo just posted about Denise Richards' new reality show. It begins March 4th. Yeah, they've been promoting that. I'm not super wasting my time with that. I've seen her. I loved when her dad was on the reality show. I really, really liked that. Okay. Chump Con. Someone calls in and asked, great question. Hey, I want to come to the brunch with Doug Budin. Now, I don't remember if it was in comments or I don't remember if it was live, but somebody was definitely saying, and I've heard it more than once, that Doug Budin's brunch would absolutely sell out if it was offered as an a la carte option. even if it was like $500, because it's Sunday morning. Like they're leaving, you want something to do, leave it on a good ending with Doug Budin. So a Chump called in and said, "Hey, are you going to offer that as an a la carte?" And Jeff said, "No, I need to keep the integrity of it." And we had, what is the things that are private? There's the brunch is only for the VVIP and VIP. The pool party is only for them, except for the few that got through on the little mistake of it all, and they sold the tickets, and they're going to, respect those. I feel like there's something else. I feel like they get a separate welcome party Friday night, and maybe they get to be in a separate area of the after party. I don't really know. I can't remember, but all I know is the a la carte stuff is the live show, the welcome party Friday night, and then the after show after the live show. But he did announce that at the live show, if it doesn't sell out by then, they are going to offer to sell the after show. That way, if you're there and you don't want the party to end, it's going to end pretty early, then they're going to be like, oh, of course they're going to it's Vegas. You're going to be like, I'm already here. I might as well just go to the after show. So you can still buy those tickets. Has anyone decided? Yeah, the karaoke is one that is also only private to VVIP and the VIP, right? So, yeah, I mean, Jeff definitely has to know that. I mean, if Doug is not doing great on Fan Social, I'll be shocked, because I think a lot of people, once Jeff's been telling us about the $10,000 dinners for a year or two now. Once they had the idea for other people to do that, and Jeff was really encouraging other people to do it, I think Doug is probably doing pretty well. I think a lot of people want to get with Doug. I mean, not like that caller whose husband called in today, like, what the hell? What the hell? Okay, at the very end, we're going to wrap it up soon, but Doug's mom deserves the damn coffee maker. I mean, she's almost 89 freaking years old, lives alone in New York City. She deserves the fancy coffee pot. So if you are watching Doug Budin's Instagram Live tomorrow night, give him a $4.99 sticker, or a Instagram badge, I think it's called. Let him get the money to buy her a coffee pot. Jet says Jeff also needs the magic combo of high energy, someone who brings their own content, but not a shtick, like not unnatural, but also is a good sounding board for his daily drama stories. Yeah. And I feel that's what Megan and Doug are. Like Shane is too, but there's something about that Shane is with him all the time that it never feels brand new. It feels like Shane experienced it with them. So there's not that kind of like, oh, whereas Doug and Megan, I think, always responded really well because, you know what I mean? Oh, I hope not. Kimberly J says, I wondered if Jeff Lewis is getting pissed about the Doug love. No, I think he likes it. Speaking of love, I am going to go spend over $1,000 to pick up my poop medicine. So it is in stock, and the doctor's nurse finally called it in. I do not know what the delay was, but I'm on day 3 without Linzess, which for IBS-C is not up. There's my reminder to go pick up my Linzess. When I started it again December, I picked it up. It was $35. And I thought, oh my God, it finally went down. Used to be $312 a month after insurance. And so when the guy at the pharmacy goes, well, I need to let you know, it's coming back with a really high price, even after we ran your insurance. And my brain went, oh, okay. It's a new year. We have to meet the family deductible. So it's a 90-day supply, which is required by our insurance now for them to pay. And yeah, I'll take I don't even know what the price was. It was over $1,000. But he did tell me about the Linzess, like a coupon that they have on their website. So I'll see how much that ends up. But, yay! May Boo started Manjaro last Friday. You have to tell me all about it. Let me know how it's going. Yes, but it's a requirement, especially on this medication. Like mentally being on the weight loss shot, I don't want to mess up with anything with my GI system, because the constipation can be such a thing since I'm eating a lot more protein. So, anyways, Portia's mom. What? Claire says, do you think that one of the 3 girlfriends group is Portia's mom? I have no idea what that means. Portia as in Umansky? I don't know what that means. 3 girlfriends group. Huh? I have no idea what that means. Anyways, yeah. Oh, you can't get it in the EU? Even mailed to you? Oh, White Lotus. I have no idea what that means. I don't watch that show. Anyways, well, we are going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining on TikTok. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you on Instagram. If you are watching live on YouTube, thank you so much for joining and getting comfortable in comments. And if you are listening as a replay, you can watch the live chat as it happened live. And you can also make a comment afterwards and make sure you're following me everywhere. I will see you tomorrow, same place, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, everywhere. Bye, Chumpettes.